Because there are people that are uploading spoilers of leaks in their thumbnail, which has a risk of people, me and you, seeing recommended videos that spoil me before I even choose if I want to get spoiled or not. Understand me? In my opinion, these people don't give a fuck about their viewers. In my opinion, these people don't give a fuck about their viewers. In my opinion, these people don't give a fuck about their viewers.
Yo, what's up you lot, my name is SIF. Today we're going to be talking about episode 3 and how it can potentially start. So of course, I was going to discuss about how episode 3 will start somewhere later within, the waiting period between episode 2 and episode 3. However, I was looking through the Telltale forums and something really exciting came up about someone saying a moral dilemma in episode 3. Torture Abel or show him kindness, be prepared. So this guy's Zombie Kenny and he's actually just talking about how episode 3 will start, and he was basically saying what I was saying, but he made some really good points about it being from a moral point of view. So he says, I am as much in the dark about episode 3 as everyone else, but if it's anything that I can almost confirm and guarantee, in my opinion, is that there will be a huge moral decision in the episode that will affect the story very critically and shape both AJ and Clementine as human beings. It will put you being as a mom and role model to AJ to the test to very high extremes. It's going to test what the rest of the seasons have taught you, at what Lee taught you, and whether or not you have carried many teachings throughout. So basically what he goes on to further say is talking about, of course, at episode 3, I actually discussed this in the episode 2 Telltale Talk podcast, with Inferno, Coon, Gamer Percy, Chaos, and all those guys. We were just talking about how episode 3 could start, and I brought up the point that we could see something resembling the Michonne and Randall situation in actually with the Walking Dead Michonne, where you can actually torture Randall, or you can actually be a bit more nicer to him, or kind of be neutral about how you actually will get information out of him about his sister, who's quite evil, right? Got, of course, the one and only Abel, who of course knows where the Delta is, which is the base where Lily and etc. is. Information about Sophie and Minerva, the kids, where they're gonna take them, what do you do there, all that sort of information, of course, Abel knows, right? Abel has a very high position because he is set to be out with Lily in terms of actually going to take the kids. So of course, he later goes on to say about torturing Abel for information, kicking his ribs, burning him with fire, or will you reason with him? Offer him food and ask for his motives in a kind way, regardless of, how stupid he is and how annoying villain-like character he is. So of course, you can show him that you aren't like the Delta and them, you're not as rude, and you're not a bad person, you're not gonna torture him, so you're not like him, or even maybe of course you're angry, etc. So in my opinion, torturing Abel versus showing him mercy or kindness in a way, I'd personally torture Abel. Violence is the answer in a lot of situations. I personally don't like Abel. I don't really care about him. Considering all the bad things he's done, I don't feel any emotional connection to him in a positive way. Of course, I have emotional connection to him in the fact that I don't like him, I don't like his character, and he seems to be a bit of a problem, right? Episode 1, he stole the food. Episode 2, he's back, he slaps AJ with the gun, shot AJ as well, which in my opinion is a no-go. So of course he is getting tortured in my situation. So the way I see episode 3 starting, in my opinion, is that of course at the end of episode 2, Clementine was like, we've got someone who we can who knows a lot about the place, etc. And of course the episode ends with Clementine putting her hands on her waist, and then you got all the rest of the boarding school and whoever with you. I think this is the real confirmation of Clementine becoming a leader. Once again, me and Inferno talked about how will Clementine rise to be the leader, and I think this is the biggest, she is the shot caller, she is the one who's going to decide what happens to him, and she is the one everyone looks up to now. She is officially the leader of the boarding school, right? Of course, we had the little fake Violet being the leader of the boarding school kind of thing, democracy kind of thing, but of course now it's officially confirmed, to me anyway, that Clementine is going to be the leader. In fact, the start of the episode, she's already the one going to make the decision. Of course, you're going to have outside influences, like maybe Violet is going to be want, like, if you say Violet and Lewis got kidnapped, of course, I think in my opinion, Violet is going to be more angry towards Abel because, of course, of Sophie and Minerva, and of course Minerva being Violet's girlfriend, and of course she got taken, etc. She's going to be more hostile towards them. Lewis, for the most part, I don't think he's going to be as hostile, because of course Sophie and Minerva were just friends. They're not like a relationship kind of lover status with them. So I think he's going to be a bit more either neutral out of it, or saying, hey, yo, Clem, calm down. For example, if you I don't know, if you decide to kick him in the ribs, you're gonna get a response from one of the characters being like, yo, Clem, calm down, etc., that sort of thing. Willie, for example, he might be very mad and want to kind of influence Clementine to kick him, to torture him, because of course of the way things are going, because of course of Mitch's death, etc. So of course he's going to influence AJ in the way what he sees you do. He's going to see if that's acceptable or not. With Marlon's death, of course, a lot of people said what you did was wrong, right? No one believes that Marlon should have died, right? He was a bit of he was a POS, right? But what's it called? Of course, the fact that he murdered him when he wasn't a threat, a lot of people was like, all right, we're gonna atone you, okay? We're gonna teach you how to atone, how to, have some sort of atonement towards the other group, to apologize, etc. This is going to be another situation where it's like, okay, Age is not directly influenced. Obviously, he's going to be in the background, perhaps commenting when you make a certain decision, whether you torture him or like let him go, or like that sort of thing. Of course, he's going to take that in consideration. So, oh, did you torture? Oh, you kicked him in the ribs? Oh, did you tighten the little? Did you tighten his handcuffs, etc.? That's all going to play in AJ's mind of how that is going to, affect him and his decisions later in the story, right? Or if you're nicer to him, it's going to show AJ that maybe you need to be a bit more nicer to people, right? So, of course, whatever decision you guys make, that is going to be a huge part of the story in affecting Clementine, and of course affecting AJ, in my opinion, and of course it's going to affect the way even Abel listens to you, really. Maybe through torture, Abel's going to listen to you quicker, so the scene's going to be shorter. But if you actually show him more kindness, and you're a bit more of a pacifist, which is basically a person who believes violence is just unjustifiable, and obviously you're holding the belief that you shouldn't really inflict harm upon him regardless of what you think of him, whether you torture him or you're a bit more of a pacifist, that obviously is going to play into AJ, and of course Abel as a person and what he thinks of you. Maybe Abel can actually help you in a future scene if, of course, maybe, I don't know, Clementine's in huge danger, he helps you. Or I don't think it's going to matter too much, but it's definitely going to matter in terms of relationship status with the other characters. Other than that, yeah, that's what I think. Tell me what you guys think. I left a poll, of course, first link in the description. Just click on that, and then of course, are you going to torture Abel, or are you going to show him kindness? I left a poll, first link in the description. Click that, so of course I can just see what you guys would think, and then of course leave your comment to why you would do that. So if you torture Abel, tell me why in the comments, and of course if you're going to show him mercy, just type it in the comments. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching.